Hello, everyone. Welcome in to this very special LinkedIn Live. I'm Dr. Gillian Ney, the founder of the Social Intelligence Lab, and you've come to the right place. This is a deep dive into the first social media listening assistant powered by ChatGPT. This is a special LinkedIn Live where I'm joined by some of our friends at UScan. Today in the studio, I have Alex Orat, founder, and Johan Terpel, the head of AI from UScan. And I am very, very excited to bring you their latest innovation, Insights Copilot. This is the very first social media listening assistant powered by ChatGPT. Now, there's nearly 500 people across the couple of different links that we've got for this LinkedIn Live who have given their interest in coming to attend the live today. So it seems like there's a ton of interest in what UScan have got going on. So gents, welcome to the LinkedIn Live studio with me today. How are you both doing?
Doing great. Hi, Julian. Hi, everyone. We're super excited to discuss Insights Copilot with you and with everyone today.
Yes, no, me too. So for everyone who's listening, I hope from the many people who have expressed interest here that some people have turned up. Please, we cannot see, I know that you have a lovely networking thing and you can see who's chatting and all of that. We can't see anything here in the studio. It's a completely different view. So we would love for you to say hello to us, tell us who you are and what you're interested in learning or interested in seeing from Insights Copilot. Would be really great. It would just be good to know that there's a few of you that are there, because as I said, we cannot see anything at all in here. It just looks like we're speaking to ourselves. So if you are there and are brave enough to say hello, we would love to hear from you. But today, as I mentioned at the head of this, I am very, very, very excited to start to share some more about the solution that UScan have been very quickly, very, very fast out of the blocks with this one, guys, which is great to see. So, there we go. Joe, thank you so much. We're not alone. Joe Kitkind is here from Cincinnati. Thank you for coming along, Joe. Oh, Joe is here as well. And we've got Hong Kong. We've got people from everywhere. George is here too. Hassam. Okay, they're all coming in. They're all coming in now. We've got a LinkedIn user, so someone says looks great, but sometimes we don't know who you are because of some of your privacy settings. Oh, this is amazing. We've got some of our SI Insider 50 here too. We've got people coming in from Texas. So we're not alone. This is amazing. So we're very, very excited to bring you Insights Copilot. So I'm going to stop blabbing on, but it's lovely to see you all here. Now, we are open for questions as well. We've got some lovely demos and we've got some information to tell you, but we're very much open to questions. So keep them coming. Oh, hey, Amy, I see you here too. Oh, and Martin's here as well. Theodora, hello, everybody. Keep the questions coming in. Keep the chat coming. It does take a couple of seconds for it to reach here in the studio, and we will get to your questions. So I've not set a time deadline, so we'll try and get as many of your questions answered as possible today about Insights Copilot. So just to get started nice and easy, Alex and Johan, can you tell us a little bit more about UScan in general and about what Insights Copilot actually is?
Sure. We'd love to get straight to the point, and because this is not like some vaporware, this is a solution that's actually working for our customers already. And I see some comments in the chat from Martin, who actually used UScan Copilot for a project the other days. That's great to hear. We get a lot of feedback. So yeah, let me share my screen and tell you about UScan for those who's not familiar with us yet, and then we'll get to Insights Copilot and tell you how it works, and we'll show you how it works, and we'll tell you a few things about our secret sauce, how we made it possible to integrate ChatGPT so fast in social media listening platform. So we are UScan. We are a fully fledged enterprise-grade social listening platform coming from Ukraine with a distributed team in 12 countries now, with our core R&D team still in Ukraine. We cover wide variety of sources, social media, blogs, forums, online news, product review sites. We ingest and analyze with AI 500 million public data points from social media daily. And we are really honored to serve great customers, brands, and agencies from all over the world and be recognized by analysts and our customers. And we have a really great customer reviews on software review sites like G2. Now, Insights Copilot is our latest product innovation that we released a couple of weeks ago. And we are already like a bit overwhelmed with all the great feedback that we have. So what is it? What is Insights Copilot? So this is our attempt to harness the power of ChatGPT for social media listening. And we decided that we need to be ambitious and actually open like new frontiers for usability and enjoyable experience for social listening, and apply ChatGPT not only for summarization of data, which is the most like straightforward application, but we decided like to make the experience really similar to what you get with ChatGPT, Bard, and all these new LLM-powered chatbots. So we'll show you how it works. The key feature is that you can ask it anything. Like you can ask anything ChatGPT. Just type in your question about social listening data that you work with. It can be like anything, as you'll see, and get answers. So let me show it to you in action and illustrate it with a couple of use cases. You should be seeing a video now. Jillian, can you please confirm that you can see it?
I can see the video. Can everybody else see the video okay? Yep, I think so.
I think it's okay. So what you see here is a UScan platform, and we are right now in a mention stream. It's a real time mention stream where the new mentions coming. We're looking at data about Peloton, popular home sports equipment brand in the US. We're looking at like more than 100,000 mentions here in this topic. And on the right side, you see an Insights Copilot panel. So there are some questions already pre-built that we thoroughly tested and made sure they work great. They cover really popular use cases for social listening that our customers often try to solve when using our platform, and all the reports that we have, like for example, analyze word of mouth, like see what concerns customers. Is there any potential crisis bubbling? What are the influencers' opinions? So when you click on one of these buttons, UScan will apply a couple of smart filters from our in-house built AI algorithms, and then pass the data to ChatGPT. So let's see how it works with pain points, for example. When I click on that, Insights Copilot applies some filters here, negative sentiment specifically, and a couple of others. And you see the results of the analysis from Insights Copilot. So it says that based on given data, there are some consumer complaints like safety concerns, high cost, poor customer service, and so on and so forth. What's very important here is that you can see actual examples and verify this data. We all know that these large language models sometimes miss the point. They may hallucinate. And to make sure that you as an expert, as an analyst, can trust the data, you can verify and see the examples. So let's see. So you click on the example, and here you are. The mention stream shows you example of relevant posts that mention specific concern or some incident in this case. And you can see examples for all the points listed by Insights Copilot here. Now, you can also ask like free text questions. And this is perhaps the most important and the most interesting thing here, because as much as we try to pre-program some use cases in, we know that our users know better what they want from the tool. They know better what they need to analyze. We are like, we're developers. We are not like consumer research experts. We are platform developers, so we let our users to solve their needs by asking questions like, for example, describe key customer personas that discuss Peloton in this case. You have to wait for like 10, 20, sometimes 30 seconds while we pass the data.
Yeah, I'm sure we can handle 30 seconds.
Yes, absolutely, because with manual analysis, it will take you, I don't know, like hours perhaps to analyze this data.
Yeah, 30 seconds is okay, I think.
Yeah, and and here you see like very relevant responses. Like there are different types of customers that discuss Peloton: fitness and wellness enthusiasts, hotel guests with fitness amenities, Peloton bike owners. So it's very on point, actually. I'm impressed, to be honest. I'm impressed. And one more example that we'll show, and one more use case for Insights Copilot is trend analysis. So in UScan, there is a feature that exists for a while already. It's called like trend analysis. When you see these bubbles on the mentioned chart, they can be positive, green, negative, or neutral, and they show you some trend that we semantically compiled from mentions discussing, some event maybe, or some emerging thread of discussions, which is really like popular on that specific day. And you can dive in now with UScan Copilot. When you click on that bubble, you'll get back to the mention stream, and well, these posts are in Spanish, so I can't understand them. And it can be the case for you too. For example, if you're doing like competitive analysis, maybe for some global competitor of yours, or if you're, analyzing some trend related to your brand on some foreign market, for example. So it doesn't matter at all if you can understand it or not. Insights Copilot will do the job for you and will tell you what was that about.
You can see it working here.
It's working. It's hard at work. Yeah, and what you see here is that okay, it explained me like pretty clearly. It's about football game. It was the team sponsored by Cabify, ride-hailing service popular in Latin America and Spain. So some people say that because of the goalkeeper performance, sponsorship deal may be at risk. So it gives me a lot of insights, actually, just from from a trend data points that we see on the chart. I can get a lot of insights and like understand in 30 seconds what was that about.
Amazing. I can see a lot of it. I can see there's many questions coming in, but there's also a lot of people saying that they're impressed. So which is great to see. But keep going just now. Sorry to interrupt you, Alex.
Yes, sure. So I'd like to pass the word to Yevgen, so he'll tell a few things about our secret sauce. We will not disclose too much technical details and overwhelm you with all the technical stuff, but I think it might be interesting for many of you, how it actually works.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. I will continue with the explanation of what Insights Copilot is from technical point of view and how it actually works. So when Insight Copilot receives a question from user, we run 3 tasks internally. And the first one is actually to get the relevant data from UScan. So Insights Copilot has access to real-time social media data, posts, tweets, comments, etc. And on top of it, we apply filters. It can be basic filters like filter by source, by gear, and also AI-based filters like classic sentiment analysis or our unique features like trends, aspects, or auto categories. So, for example, for this particular question, what are the main consumer complaints? We already have corresponding filters in UScan complaints that actually was trained. So it's a machine learning model that was trained a few years ago. So, and right now we can combine our existing AI features and new large language model to provide you absolutely new level of auto-generated insights. So our next step is to feed this filtered data to ChatGPT and GPT-4 for analysis. We use both. It depends on the difficulty of the question. In most cases, ChatGPT is an optimal choice. It's fast, provides reliable insights. But as you can see, we have one more step. After that, we want to verify this this answer, this insights, because we understand that there is some level of skepticism about this answer. So Insights Copilot automatically double checks the answer and adds references. As a result, you can see this well-structured answer where each point has its examples, mentions that supporting this particular point. So users can click on these examples and check actually these mentions and what's wrong with delivery or why someone posts that Peloton or some other brand has unreliable products. Okay, so this is like the brief overview of what happens inside Copilot. And I think, yeah. So, and for now, I want to highlight the main advantages of Insight Copilot and what's the difference between Insight Copilot and original ChatGPT. And and I think that the main difference is that Insight Copilot has access to real-time social media UScan data. So you don't have this in original ChatGPT with recently released plugins. So you can you have access to browser and maybe some other data sources, but you don't have access to real-time social media data, and that's where Insights Copilot can provide more the most current insights and trends, and this ability is crucial in rapidly changing social media landscape, especially for cases of discovering potential crises or when you want to compare month to month and check the dynamics, the trend. So it's the main difference, but as I mentioned before, on top of this we apply UScan filters. So inside Copilot, you can segment and filter data, simply reducing the amount of irrelevant mentions that get processed. And actually, this results in saving significant time for users and resource costs for us, because we don't want to waste our money for processing irrelevant mentions. Yeah. And so inside Copilot, it's basically ChatGPT plus up-to-date UScan data plus AI UScan filters and The third part of this is reference checker. So we want to double check answer for accuracy and to mitigate the possibility of generating inaccurate and what's called hallucinated answer. So Insight Copilot automatically double checks each point, and we believe that this feature enhances the reliability and trustworthiness of the system. And we also want to be honest. So if instead of trying to generate an answer when the data is insufficient for this particular question, Insight Copilot will honestly say that, sorry, I can't answer this question. So we don't want to hallucinate some facts, and I think that this honesty prevents the system from providing speculative or potentially incorrect insights. And last but not least, probably one of our unique feature of Insights Copilot is the ability to provide these references supporting each point in the answer. So this can once again increase the credibility of generated answers and allow users to investigate these mentions themselves of other information and verification. So these 5 points are the main differentiators of Insight Copilot. And we believe that with this additional advantages, Insight Copilot will be a must-have tool for any researcher in the future. So I think that's it from my side.
Amazing, amazing. So I've just been. This is great. This is great to hear. There's so. I think you've really captured the imaginations of our social listening community. There's so many questions been coming in. So I'm going to scroll right back up to the top of these questions, and then we're going to start working through them. So thank you, everybody. If there's any more questions that come in, please do pop them in, and we'll keep on going for as long as we can to get all of these questions answered. What I'm also going to do just now as well is if anybody would like to get in touch with UScan to ask any additional questions or to get a personalized demo. I know that Martin Miliev, who is a UScan user and who has used Copilot, is prompting along is answering along some of the questions there, and he will be able to give you his opinion also. But if you want to get in touch with UScan and book in a demo to see how all of this works and how it might work for you, I'm just about to pop in a URL and you can get in touch with them. And we can't, because we're not collecting any emails or anything like that, we won't be able to send that link. So if anybody needs it again or loses it, please just get in touch with me, or you can get in touch with Alex or Johan as well from all of the links from inside here, and you can get in touch with them. But if you give me 1 second, I'll just do that, and then we'll head up and we will start answering all your many very great questions.
And it's easy to remember this link, actually. Thanks, Gillian. And it's insightscopilot.com, so you can easily remember it.
Oh,
we thought about it.
It's telling me it's failed to post my comment. Why won't it let me? It won't let me post the comment. That's annoying. Martin, I'm going to email you, and can you post it for me, please? Thank you. Oh, that's us talking in the background. Okay, perfect. I am going to go back up to the top now, and let's see here. Where do we start? So there's lots of, this is powerful and everything like that, which is great, and I agree. Well done, and for all of the hard work, and it's great to see that proper integration, and it's not just easy tack on, that there's been a lot of thought put into this. So this is great.
Exactly. That's the point. We didn't just slap ChatGPT on top of social listening platform. We thought about the use cases thoroughly, and about the data verification and transparency and honesty with provided insights. So that's the key.
Brilliant. So this is something, and this is something that I've seen before when people have been talking about things. And it's everybody's desire for numbers. Can it provide quantitative insights?
So, in fact, Insights Copilot works best for qualitative insights at the moment, but we are working on integrating, numbers into it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Yevhen, you can add a couple of points here.
Yeah, so right now, Insights Copilot is not ideally suited for quantitative analysis, like do it to batch processing architectures that we use under the hood. But we know about this request, and it's definitely on our roadmap. So we are working on adding numbers to our insights. Right now, we recommend, so our users can check these examples that we already provide and like estimate numbers. So for each point, just click on examples and estimate the total number for each insight.
It's good. It's good. They're having the examples there to make sure what's behind the insight is very powerful. And I've saw a couple of people mention that further down as well. That's brilliant. Thank you for that. We've got another one. How does it handle noise or relevant mentions? I think that's where people come in as well to cleanse that data and make sure that the data's not noisy.
Yeah, so that's the quality of the data is like very, very important. So first of all, of course, you have to have like appropriately created search query. So and on top of that, you can handle a lot of features actually that help eliminate the noise. One of them is like our in-house built AI classifiers that we actually apply when you ask Insights Copilot questions. So word of mouth is one of them, for example. It sorts out all the commercial posts, all the promo stuff that people like often share on social media, and filters out just like genuine consumer opinions, complaints, questions, comparisons, and then we pass that more clean and insightful data to ChatGPT for analysis and get back the results based on that data.
Brilliant. So there's other things bar humans in there as well, which is fantastic to hear. Next one from Theodora. Can the AI translate?
Good one. Yeah. Will you take this one?
Yeah. Short answer: yes, it can. And actually, so as Insights Copilot uses ChatGPT, we support more than 90 languages.
Wow.
So you can, really, and including Ukrainian, like Romanian, so almost every popular language. And what's really interesting is that you can, for example, ask question in Ukrainian about data in English and vice versa. So it's really helpful to get insights when you have like mentions from different countries and you need to translate all of them. It works really well, and right now, so Insights Copilot answer the same language as you ask it as asked question.
Brilliant. Okay, that's amazing. I think that.
And by the way,
very popular.
By the way, YouScan has an auto translate feature. So if you see like a social media post, like a tweet or like Reddit post in foreign language, so there is a like small translate button, so you can translate it just in the user interface and see what this post says if you can't read it.
Brilliant. I don't know if we can answer this one just now, Devendra, but can you demonstrate a use case for audience insights if it's available? I don't think we have anything just offhand, if I'm right, but I'm sure if you got in touch with the team, they'd be able to take you through some to take you through some things.
We can quickly address this one. So right now we pass mostly text data to the Insights Copilot. We don't pass like profile data, like interests, occupations data that we also like demographics that we also have as a audience insights module in YouScan. But as you've seen from one of my examples that I showed, like you can ask about like what are the key customer personas, for example, stuff like that, and it will provide you with insights on what kind of people discuss the brand, for example. But integrating this profile data, demographics, interests that UScan is able to analyze into Insights Copilot may be our next step for deeper audience insights.
Brilliant, amazing. I'm going to go here. How much level of accuracy can we expect on the translated content? Example, native Japanese or Chinese dialects. From what you've just said, I think pretty high.
I guess hard to give precise numbers here.
Yeah. Try it out, I would say. Test it. Give it a bash. And maybe if Martin's in the comments, because I'm sure, Martin, that you're doing multi-language studies, he will be able to help you with that also as a user.
It's pretty accurate, to be honest, because these large language models, they are quite good in translation. So as we rely on them for multi-language analysis, so it should be pretty good.
Brilliant. And then the next one is, what sources or API is available to access? Now,
so Insights Copilot can analyze data from all the social sources that UScan covers. That includes social media platforms, blogs, forums, product review sites, Google Business Reviews, and so on. So it's source agnostic.
Brilliant, amazing. And can we import other data into UScan for then ChatGPT to analyze Insights Copilot, please forgive me, Insights Copilot to analyze as well? If we've got, I don't know,
yes, you can import your data into UScan.
Brilliant.
Like customer like surveys, perhaps.
That's the word I was looking for. My goodness,
Yeah.
I had COVID a few months ago, and my brain fog is still a bit crazy sometimes. Next one here is, can prompts be retrieved by external users? I'm not sure I understand that, but I don't know if Matt can explain a bit more, or you understand that.
We're not sure what you mean, Matt, but these prompts or questions that you ask Insights Copilot, they are like kept strictly within your account. So, of course, other users, other customers can't see them. It goes without saying. It's your confidential data.
Brilliant. Next one, they could just keep on coming. Do we need to validate the information from Google separately? Also, does it give different information every time we change the prompt slightly, as in brackets, as observed with ChatGPT?
So UScan doesn't analyze Google search data. We are focused on social media data analysis, and for different answers, we see this behavior. The answers might be slightly different when you ask the same question or give it the same prompt several times, but overall it stays on point. So it may be stated in a different manner, but the gist of insight is the same.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so then there is Martin. So then we've got this one. Is the AI able to compare data from two different keywords monitored on UScan?
Yeah, you can do that. So you can like track your brand and competitive brand, for example, in one topic, and then you can ask it like, what do consumers like about our brand or dislike about our brand, for example, or product, comparing to the other brand that you track. So yeah, I think
amazing. Next one. This is about prompts. So I'm assuming you can save prompts and reuse them for future use cases with some editing.
Yes, there is a history of your questions that you can access. So you can see which questions you asked, and you can see answers. So you can reuse them, and you can just copy an answer and maybe just paste it into your research report with some edits.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Ryan, so I think, Johan, this one is for you. I think that this one here from Ryan popped in when you were going through going through your part here. So how do you double check the answers, by human or other ways?
We don't do it by humans because it will be too much fast. So yeah, we do it automatically. So I don't want to reveal all our secrets here.
Of course, no, of course. There's other fancy ways that it's done. It's not done by humans. But
yeah, but in general, we just comparing received answer from ChatGPT and data that we have in topic and check the relevance between generated points and data that we have.
Okay, great. Thank you. The next one comes back again to data. Any chance you'd plug in search data too? I think that you've just kind of answered that one by saying that you're not concentrating on that just now.
Yes, that's correct. Though we are partnering right now with a new player in the field that provides search data analytics. So please, Norfara, reach out to me, and we can help you integrating this data together with our partner.
Brilliant, thank you. We've got Matt back again with another question. Does this have any defense against prompt injection?
Yeah, it's a really good question. Yes, we have, but you can give it a try and try your prompt injections. So it will be interesting to test it. But generally, yeah, we have some level of defense, of course.
Great. And then I'm just going to show this one up from Joel. That last bullet point about reference support is important. So that goes back to when you were sharing about how all of this works. We've got this one. So because of your privacy settings, we don't know who you are. But your question is, can it run analysis on the posters of the social media message, or just the posts?
So that's something that we touched slightly before. So right now we pass only posts like texts to ChatGPT, and a site Copilot answers based on posts. But in the future, yes, we might also pass like anonymized posters, demographics, and interests and occupations that your scan can analyze to combine these insights from profiles and texts. That will be interesting, I believe.
Amazing. Okay, next one up. Philip, can you see GPT-4 or later iterations soon plug into social platforms? And if so, to what extent do folk think this will weaken the need for social listening platforms?
That's an interesting question, but I think we can all sleep well in the social media intelligence industry because like our customers, like brands, agencies, they want like comprehensive analysis across all the social media channels usually. And so even if like at some point, let's say Instagram builds in some ChatGPT tools that will help you inquire the brand related data on that platform, still you will need, tools to analyze the whole like landscape, to have like 360 analysis across all social platforms.
Yep, definitely. I like that answer. Next one up here is Copilot also available to analyze images?
Evgen?
Okay, yeah. So right now we only analyze text of the mentions. So right now, no. But actually, for image analysis, we recommend to use our advanced visual insights add-on because we have tons of features there that was specifically created for image analysis and works really well. But we also considering this option to combine our existing visual insights system with this new Insight Copilot. I think it will be very interesting collaboration. So probably we will see this in the future.
Okay. Looking forward to that one as well. I'm going to bring up this other one. So Matt's got back to us here. I'm sorry if it's taken a while to get to your question. It's just there's so many of them. So how dependent is this assistant on well-structured and clean data? Will prompt and save on data cleaning, etc.?
So I believe the appropriate answer here is that it's important to have clean and structured data, but also the fact that we apply some categorization on the side of our in-house built AI algorithms before passing the data to ChatGPT and getting the responses also helps. So yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you. I'm going to pull this one up. I know we've spoken about this briefly. Can Copilot analyze uploaded data, for example, questionnaires and open-ended data? You said that we can do that. Yep, perfect.
Yes.
Joe's here saying inclusion of graphs and ability to open them in the platform would be the next level. I don't know if that is on the roadmap, Johan.
There are tons of charts actually in your scan and graphs, but the idea here was, to eliminate the need to use them as much as possible.
You can lead what is the saying? You can lead a horse to water. But yeah, it's the change, isn't it? We've had the very first question was, can I get the numbers, please? And now we're back to the charts.
No, I believe it gives you like a flexibility. If you like to see the charts and all the stats and graphs, you can use that in your scan. There are plenty of them. But if you want like really quick qualitative insights, then Copilot is a great option.
Brilliant. Okay, great. Now this here is from Matt back again. Can external data uploads be added to the? Yeah, we've already done that. Can you save and attach prompt responses to the topic filter and display them in dashboards in the platform?
No, you can't do it at the moment, but it's an interesting idea. Thanks, Joe. We'll think about it.
Okay, so here's one from LinkedIn user again. Does Insights Copilot review other social platforms beyond Twitter? If so, do you have an idea about the proportion of results from recent searches?
Absolutely. So your scan covers like wide variety of sources beyond Twitter, major social platforms, including TikTok, Reddit, and others, product reviews, blogs, forums. So the proportion of data depends on brand or topic that you analyze heavily. So some brands, they're more discussed on TikTok or Instagram, for example. Some are discussed more on Reddit, on maybe on some product review sites. So it really depends. But yeah, you have access to like wide variety of data sources in your scan, and Insights Copilot can answer based on all that data.
Brilliant, brilliant. I'm going to throw this one up from Martin here about the language capabilities. He's saying he's not tested them yet, but the latest Economist webinar on AI claimed the translation is pretty easy with very high precision. So that goes back to that earlier question that we had. Here's this LinkedIn user. I'm assuming it's the same person. I have no idea. But is there a lot of manual effort that goes into the setup stages for clients to ensure the results are meaningful, relevant, and tailored to their business?
No, we don't have a lot of manual effort, so the platform is like fully self-serve. We train algorithms that works for all of our users then, but sometimes when our customers need custom classifiers for their text data, we can train them. We add new brand logos for image recognition, for example. So there is some manual effort with it that sometimes is needed on our end, but only if you have like really specific requirements and needs not covered by the current platform capabilities.
Okay, thank you. I know we've covered this, but I want to bring it back up again because I don't know, because people can drop in and out of the live stream. So is it possible we can get the approximate number of any data? I'm assuming that is from the results. And the answer to that is by clicking into the example, isn't it? That's pretty easy. So it doesn't automatically show like it does in your dashboard usually, but if you click in, you'll be able to see the examples behind it.
That's right.
I'm learning. So I'm going to throw up Eric's comment here. Insights Copilot runs from a mention list that can be accessed from both the query through Explorer or a dashboard widget by drilling down from a data point. Example, from a term in the word count can narrow down the exit. Is that? Do you think that is a response to the question above?
Mm-hmm. I think the point here is that what Eric means is that right now you can, for example, click on a trend on the chart, and then Insights Copilot will analyze a trend for you. But also what you can do, for example, Newscan has a lot of like other reports, like word clouds, for example, and you can click on a specific word in a word cloud, some trending word maybe, or some just apply some filter for negative mentions or from mentions from specific location, and then you can ask Insights Copilot analyze this specific subset of data for you. So okay. It works pretty well.
Brilliant. Okay, I want to throw this up because I know that we did a webinar earlier on this year about your TikTok data. So does it work for TikTok too?
Absolutely.
Woohoo!
Yeah, with a caveat that right now it works for text data again, so for text descriptions. So right now it doesn't analyze like videos or images, but for that you have other capabilities built into our platform, like dedicated to image analysis.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Let's have a look here. I think we're at the end of the questions. 1 second. So Martin said he's tested it for Google reviews and it worked like a charm. There we go. Love that.
Google reviews is a great source of like genuine consumer feedback, often undervalued as we see, but I think yeah, it's really great because there is no spam usually and no noise on Google reviews. It's like truly genuine consumer opinions there. So yeah, it's great source for consumer research actually.
A clean data source. Wow. That's good. Oh goodness, I said we're at the end and now they're all coming in again. Geez. So if post sentiment is determined wrong, are analysts able to fix it manually? If so, is it able to learn from the manual change and apply it in the future? It's a good question.
Of course, you can change, and of course we use this feedback, and actually we have, I think, maybe millions of such data points for years that we have this feature. So yes.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. And then here's another interesting question. Can it analyze the sentiment as well? As in my experience, a lot of times discussion on social platforms doesn't directly display in a conversation is positive or negative.
So of course, so as I mentioned before, you can combine it with our existing filters based on sentiment analysis. So you can analyze positive mentions, negative mentions, and you can ask your own questions. Yeah. So for like deep dive, what's wrong with customer experience, why so many negative mentions about it. So yes.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so here we've got another question. What is a good approximate volume of mentions so the tool can provide valuable responses? That's a very good question.
Okay, will you take this one, please?
Okay. So first of all, it depends on your topic. So how you set up your search query. Right now for inside Copilot, we use sampling. So it means that so as I mentioned before, we use filtering. So first of all, we filter only relevant mention responding to the asked question. And if there are too many mentions, we also apply on top of it sample. So to minimize this response time for you. And once again, you of course can check examples. So if you see that it's not enough data in, for example, in your topic, so you can change the search query and play with it, or change the question. Maybe it's too specific. Or once again, if the Inside Copilot can't answer the question, so you will see that it's not enough data in this particular topic, so you can change place with filter, play with search query, and so you will be sure that when you see the answer with examples and you check the examples, so you'll be sure that these insights are really reliable.
Yeah, and what I've seen, from my own experience playing with Inside Copilot and asking different questions. So if there are just a few mentions supporting this particular insight, so it will tell you that there were like one mention, mentioning that, or there were like few mentions. So it already like gives you some estimates. So there is no like hard like lower or upper limit, I'd say. Yeah, that's the answer here.
Okay, brilliant. I want to pick it. So there's been just a few comments coming in, but I want to pick up on Eric's question if we can. And then I think, because we've been on for an hour nearly, which is it's great that there's so many questions and we've got through them all, I think. So let's look at Eric's question and then we'll get into a little bit more detail before we start to wrap up. Please explain the sampling if you can, and my best practices to get the most from how that works.
Yeah, so if the user selects, for example, more than 1,000 mentioned, we automatically generate a random sample and send only 1,000 mentioned to ChatGPT or GPT-4 for analysis. And once again, so you have this filtering option. So if you, for example, focused on consumer insights and you want to analyze complaints, so you first apply the filter by complaints, and only after that we automatically apply this sampling.
Okay, thank you very much. I was going to make that the last question, but then Alistair came in with just a very good, interesting question there right at the last second. So let's throw this one up. Can the assistant recognise industry relevant sentiment and provide options to improve your strategy?
That's an interesting one. Yeah. Julian, what do you think is an industry relevant sentiment? How would you describe it? Help us, please.
I think that what Alistair, please come into the chat if I am getting this. Oh my goodness, the questions keep on coming in. If I'm getting this wrong, please hop into the chat and correct me because I'm just going off of something here. There'll be sentiment's not the same across the board. There's different things that happen in different industries that mean different things. So I'm assuming that he's talking about that, and then I'm thinking that he's saying instead of just saying, or instead of, in addition to letting us know what is happening within the data, can it give us options on how to move forward? I think is what's being said. Woohoo! We got it right.
Yeah. I'd love to invite you to try it. Actually, that's the best way, and maybe you can ask it like, what will be an option to improve our like marketing or product strategy based on this data, and see what it says. It would be like really interesting example of the use case that we'd love to explore together. So maybe let's try it and see how it works.
Yeah, definitely. I think you should get in touch, Alistair, with the team and test out. Sorry, there's a couple of questions that I've come that I want to throw up, if that is okay with everybody.
It's certainly okay with us.
Okay, perfect. That is good. So does it also provide forecast data like growing flavored and chocolate industry?
So again, it can be based on your prompts. So frankly, I didn't try to ask it like what's like very specific questions like that. What's the growing flavor? But I'm sure you can ask like what's trending in this topic.
Come and test it out on the data, Sonali.
Yes.
I think that's the best way to do it. Joe is coming in and is asking, can you turn off the sampling if you're willing to wait for the answers? I think that's a conversation to be had.
Very interesting, actually, future request. I think we will consider it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, there we go.
So just to explain our logic with sampling the data. So it's a optimal trade-off that we came to, considering like costs of processing the data, time needed to get an answer, and the volume of data for analysis. So it seems like very appropriate right now. But yeah, I think we will be able to play with it in the future based on actual use cases that we see.
Brilliant, amazing. This has been great, and all of these questions, like, okay, there's more coming in. So I have a few questions for you, just on some specific things, and I'm quite surprised that no one's actually mentioned this, and everybody's wanting to know how it works. Let me get down to some of the nitty-gritty for everybody. So, is the feature available for all of your customers, or is it something that you're providing at additional cost? So I'm going to ask all of the bad questions that nobody else wanted to ask.
Yeah, so it's available for all of our existing and new customers.
Okay.
Every customer has 50 questions per month included in their pricing plans at no additional cost. If you need more above that, then you can purchase an add-on for unlimited questions and chat with it as much as you need.
50 is very generous, though, I would say, in a month. Very generous. Okay, that's amazing. So are there any limitations that everybody should be aware about?
So we discussed a couple of them. So it works on sample data. It works with text data at the moment, not like visual data yet. And what else? One important thing here is that each question is treated like a separate question. So at the moment, it doesn't maintain a context of your dialogue. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that's important, and we are very, very transparent about this. So when you ask the question, it's treated as a like fully independent new questions to the ChatGPT.
Okay. Great. And Alistair's come back to us and said that be interested in talking to you, so do get in contact with him there. My next question, and we did cover a little bit of this, but let's just cover it again. what languages are supported? So did you say 80?
More than 90, I think.
More than 90. Right, okay, so it didn't all go into my head then. More than 90.
Yeah, so it's actually the same list of languages that ChatGPT supports, and users can ask questions in any of supported languages, analyze data in any of supported languages. And as I said, so you can ask questions in one language, but analyze data in another language. No problem.
Brilliant. Amazing. So we've already had Martin in the chat, and he's had direct experience with Insights Copilot. Any feedback from any other clients, anybody doing anything particularly interesting with Insights Copilot just now?
Yeah, we have couple of like really interesting use cases from our users posted on LinkedIn. So you can subscribe to Insights Copilot hashtag and see some of them. Yeah, there are like very interesting use cases, and we are learning something new by analyzing what people ask, and we've seen some people asking it to produce code frames, like really sophisticated stuff.
Yeah. That is quite a sophisticated one. I do like that one a lot. I have to say. And my final question before we all go, I'm a bit questioned out here. But how are you planning to improve Insight? So can we talk about the roadmap? There are some great suggestions in the comments here. So you'll be able to go back through and get some of that. And if it's not already in the roadmap, Johan can get slotted in there. But what's the roadmap looking like?
Okay, I think I can answer. So I think what is really great about this conversational interface on Insights Copilot that these questions that we receive have tons of insights for us developers on what our clients really want about tasks they actually have. And to be honest, the variety of asked questions is really surprised us. And we understand that probably some of users tested it, tested the limits of Insights Copilot during the first weeks after this. But anyway, we already received we already noticed several interesting patterns in these questions. Once again, about quantitative analysis. So yeah, we're already planning our next steps here, and I'm sure that this year we will see several exciting updates to Insights Copilot. So stay tuned and subscribe to Scan.
Amazing. So everybody, I want to say thank you so much for the whole sticking around for the whole hour as well, and for all of your amazing questions. I would highly recommend, if you want to test it out, see how it's going to be applicable for your work, ask all of your very detailed questions, that come back to Alex and Johan at UScan, or go to insightscopilot.com and register there, or just hit them up on LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn. Why not hit them up on LinkedIn? If you have any trouble, difficulty getting in touch with them, everybody knows where I am. Just come and get me and I'll go and get them. And